A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the part 2 of November update of Twinflame energy. I am sharing all these updates because 2026 is going to be an important year for a lot of people, and in fact already we are seeing a lot of physical unions happening. Lots of twin flames, divine masculine and feminine. Feminines are either getting engaged or they're getting married right now as I talk. So for them, a new chapter has started because now, they faced a whole bunch of problems to reach to this point, but now they have to take care of a family, or they have to forget all the things they went through in the past to be where they are today. And sometimes they can get triggered with the memories, so their work is to sort of keep living in the present moment. And for those who are now going to enter into union energies, they would have to go through releasing a lot of patterns. So 2025 feels like November 2025 feels like it's an unmistakable sense of acceleration, that type of energy. The energy would be heavy and light at the same time because there's one collective which is in physical union, so they have raised the vibration of earth exponentially, but there are also many who are still not in that space. And then we also have a lot of teachers and gurus, so-called self-proclaimed, who are creating a lot of false information. So they are being followed by a lot of people, and because they are giving out information which leads feminines to chase the masculine a lot, in fact, and sometimes not even surrender, like not let go. They are extremely worried all the time. So because of the false teachings and because of also people who are blindly following them, there's one important collective, a chunk of collective, which is going to stay behind, and that is the one that's creating heavy energy because they're extremely attached with the label. So they've forgotten what the label actually means. What is the meaning of twin flame? Why is twin flame union necessary, and why does it happen? Why it is happening for some people, and how does it happen? What's the real reason, and why it's called twin flame in the first place? What's the coming together of divine masculine and feminine energy? What is Ida and Pingla Nadi? What are chakras? Because without aligning with your chakras, it is impossible to get into union. So a lot of people don't have this correct information, and they are still stuck. There are so many groups, they are still stuck on a daily basis in whining and complaining and blaming, and not really doing the actual work, which is to go within. That's why we have different types of energies. But still, the good news is that the old is dissolving, and many twin flames people like who have this energy, they are at the standing point where two realities overlap: the old story that is trying to end and the new one that's trying to begin. Now, this is not chaos. It should not be seen as chaos. It should be seen as calibration. The timelines have not run parallel for months. So there are 3D karmic loops and 5D soul truth. They are finally crossing. And this can feel like an intense emotional feeling, deja vu, emotional flashbacks, vivid dreams, and spontaneous memories are surfacing for some people. What's happening is that the soul is gathering fragments of self from across lifetime and even this lifetime, because whatever you have in this lifetime, for twin flames especially, past life regression should be avoided because they already have so much stuff to deal with, so much stuff to heal. They have to meet all kinds of people: the karmics, the narcissists, the sociopaths, the psychopaths, the demons. They have to work through all of this. So they cannot waste their time, or they cannot distract themselves into the past life situations. But they should know that whatever you have right now in this life, it is coming to you because of whatever happened in the past. Okay, it's like that energy. So it's better to work through this life. If you can work through this life's childhood traumas, if you can heal your inner child, you will be surprised to see how much it changes your energy and how much more calmer you can become. So the soul is gathering fragments of self, and now the soul wants to move forward. This month is going to teach one essential truth, that your vibration creates your version of reality, but we have to hold on to this truth because this needs practice. You're not being punished or tested anymore. You must feel this, if you're not feeling it yet, that you're being refined. Many of you have cleared enough karmic density to now see that your external world reacts immediately to your inner alignment. You think of someone and they appear. You feel peace and the situation smooths itself. You spiral in fear and timeline seems to collapse. That's how thin the veil has become. This November, you may find people around you acting unpredictable, revealing hidden motives, or leaving your life suddenly. But don't see this as a loss, because you're not losing anything for real. You're releasing attachments to the illusions, and Spirit is aligning everyone to the correct coordinates of your consciousness. One more thing I want to say is that the collective emotional tone feels raw and honest, which is a good thing. I'm seeing a lot of people who are now choosing to be more honest within themselves because they've realized that all the programming actually has been taking them away from who they really are, because it's trying to convert you into something you're not. And so it's best to even accept this, that look, whatever I've been desiring, that's not really me. That's my programming. The desire is coming from the programming. If you want to marry XYZ type of person, it's not because you want to do it, it's because your programming is guiding you to do so. So, it's important to know that some of you, you'll feel physical bodies also processing light codes. Maybe some of you feel digestive issues, or whenever you hear about black magic or demons or some kind of supernatural horror stuff, you immediately feel there's something in your stomach, some kind of pain, or you feel pressure in the crown chakra, or you feel like your sleep is getting disrupted, you're not getting good sleep. So try to work on your sitting in silence, the meditation bit, or the chanting bit, if any of these two you can do every day. So the best way to move through this process, other than sitting in silence, is surrender. You have to remember that whatever is happening because of God's will. Like, it's best to let go, because whatever has happened already, you cannot change it. So there is no point thinking about it like, oh, I could have done it this way, or I could have done it that way, or I could have reacted this way, I could have said this to that person. Let it be. Whatever has happened has happened. You can maybe take it as a lesson. You can maybe see it like, okay, next time or going forward, I'm not going to worry so much, or I'm not going to react so much. That's my lesson. But whatever has happened, you cannot change it. So thinking those thoughts where you're trying to change those situations is futile. Remember, you're not breaking down, you're breaking open. Okay. So for the divine feminine, the mother wound is healing, and you're reclaiming the womb of creation. The divine feminine energy is feeling deeply introspective in the collective, and I can pick onto the energy that she's revisiting the emotional basement of her soul. She's clearing the corners that she used to avoid before, and she's not doing it from weakness anymore, she's doing it with wisdom. For divine feminines, the closure energy is also present, because she is not looking for closure from other people anymore, especially the masculine, the distorted masculine energy. And the karmic cycles they try to neglect. So I can pick on to betrayal and abandonment, and some of those things that were reflected through masculine figures like father, partner, even bosses, even employees for that matter, they are reaching resolution. The feminine has stopped seeking apologies or explanations. She now realizes that apology was never hers to receive, but hers to give to herself. This is a renewed focus on the inner child. She is finally sitting with her, not to fix her, but to listen. Many DFs are realizing that the feeling of being unseen in love was never truly about their twin or anyone else. It was an echo of the inner child who was told that her emotions were too much, her dreams were too unrealistic, her love is too intense, or she needs to act a certain way to be a certain person. So she had to basically tone down her femininity and her creativity. Her childlike nature had to be toned down. So this child is now being reparented. This reparenting is also physical. So the womb space is clearing old energetic residues. Some feminines are feeling cramps, bloating, or heat in the abdomen, lower abdomen, signs that the creative portal is activating. The more she nurtures herself with rest, grounding, and gratitude, the stronger her manifestation energy becomes. In relationships, this means she is no longer attracted to chaos. She is choosing peace over drama. She is choosing authenticity over attachment. She understands that love isn't meant to feel like waiting or chasing, it's meant to feel like home. She also feels a quiet compassion for divine masculine, for her divine masculine. Even if communication is absent, she senses his struggles and growth. But instead of intervening or rescuing, she's holding energetic space, trusting that his awakening is between him and source. So the new divine feminine template is balance. She is soft without being submissive and powerful without being hardened. She speaks her truth calmly. She forgives consciously and she walks away peacefully when something no longer aligns. Her aura is expanding, it is luminous, it is magnetic, and it is self contained. And as she anchors into this new self worth, the universe rearranges to match her vibration. What is the divine masculine's update? That's breaking the armor of control, because the masculine strategy has always been to do stuff that's like controlling in nature. That's how he plays with the mind of feminine. So he is in deep internal renovation. Many DMs are feeling the cracks in their walls. The old methods like distraction, denial, ego driven validation, it doesn't work anymore. The reason is that the feminine kind of understands his strategy and the feminine is not giving into it. If he is trying to build control or say things that put fear into her mind or things that scare her or things that try to test her, she's just like, you know what, I don't want to give energy to this. You are free to do whatever you want to do. So the November energy is forcing masculine to face the cost of emotional avoidance. And for years he thought he was protecting himself by keeping control, but he was actually protecting his wounds from healing. Now the soul cannot evolve in isolation, it evolves through confrontation. Many masculines are facing endings, jobs that no longer inspire them, friendships that feel superficial, or karmic relationships that drain their spirit. The universe is cornering them into surrender. Some may resist, creating temporary chaos or escapism, but underneath there's a softening that's happening. Divine Feminine's light continues to work as a silent catalyst. Even when she is not speaking to him, he feels her energy as a quiet mirror. It triggers both guilt and gratitude. Now this man is starting to understand that unconditional love is not about perfection. It's about acceptance. Now the masculine is understanding that unconditional love is not about perfection. It's about acceptance. For some divine masculines, this month brings profound realizations about how fear shaped their choices. Fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, fear of being truly seen. These fears are dissolving one by one through life lessons. The more he allows himself to feel, the closer he gets to freedom. Now, his solar plexus, the center of self-worth and decision making, is undergoing realignment. Expect some masculines to take bold steps, like leaving stagnant situations, changing careers, reaching out to speak truth, or simply choosing silence to reconnect with self. He is learning to lead from the heart, not the wound. He is learning to protect through presence, not control. He is learning to love without ownership. When the masculine allows himself to break down, he actually breaks open. That's when he becomes the king, not the one who commands the world, but the one who rules his inner kingdom with peace. There's also recalibration to higher harmony, and timelines can be seen shifting. The twin flame dynamic in November onwards, in and onwards, feels like recalibration of polarity. It's not about chasing or running anymore, it's about magnetic synchronization. The universe is fine tuning frequencies so that both counterparts meet in resonance, not resistance. Now, you might notice moments of strange telepathic alignment. You're thinking of your counterpart and you receive a message within some time, dreaming of each other on the same night, or you're understanding each other better, you're accepting each other better. Earlier, there was this competition of proving who's better and who's not. Now, the feminine and masculine both are just letting go of this competition, this competitive streak. So, emotional waves can be felt, and in between, they also feel a certain kind of a beautiful, profound association because they've accepted each other as their partners. So, union in physical forms are possible now, and they will manifest only when both have achieved a certain internal balance, and some people already have, okay, and I'm talking from practical experience. So it's not about being perfect, it's about being honest. Those who have done the inner work will find communication reopening, clarity returning, and divine timing unfolding naturally. For others, this phase may still play out in the energetic realm. The lesson now is understanding that union is a frequency, not an event. So when you feel complete within yourself, and when you are bold, when you are not scared to take decisions based on your intuition, or when you accept everything as God's will, this is when you feel complete within yourself. So the physical connection aligns by the law of resonance. Now, twin flame journey was never meant to end with possession. It was meant to actually restore divine balance on earth. And when you're thinking about God, when you're sitting in silence, when you're chanting, that's the time you need to, even when you're journaling, you need to not focus or give attention to the worldly thoughts. That's the correct way of doing it. The more you're able to do it, the better it gets with time. So as both counterparts embody higher consciousness, they radiate a field that affects everyone around them, family, friends, and even strangers. They become living transmitters of unity consciousness. Collectively, this union energy is helping stabilize the planet's grid. And it's very important, guys. Every time you forgive, every time you choose compassion or refuse to fall into fear, you contribute to that grid. So even if your counterpart isn't physically present, your connection is serving a greater plan. Or if they're physically present too, but you're upset with them, you're angry with them, or they're acting out, or they're sulking, they're cribbing, they're taking revenge still, like on some things. Maybe they have maturity over other matters, but for attention, they're still acting the same way. These are the moments when you have to let it go, and you have to forgive, and you have to be like, all right, whatever it is, I will not focus on this energy. So that also increases, that shifts your energy hugely. So some connections appeared as twin flames were actually catalyst. Some soul contracts were designed to awaken you. Some contracts are expiring, and the energy of discernment is strong this month. So listen to your intuition. If something feels forced or heavy, let it go. If it feels peaceful and expansive, then that's your higher path. Okay. Now this is where I'm going to close this update. I will see you in the next one for personal sessions, for readings, and for therapies. You can check out the description box, and you can also get cool merchandise. And I'm coming up with more. There are some really cool stickers over there, some cool hoodies and t-shirts with one love message on it. I'll see you in the next one. One love, peace out, and victory to Ram.